Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting, captivating, stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What items will I be unboxing? What items will I be opening? Without further delays, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What items are encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. So bear with me. It will only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the items from the box and subsequently flaunt them in front of the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go. The unboxing process is about to commence. The unboxing process is officially underway. What items have I prompted? What items have I drawn force? What items have I elicited? What items are engulfed in bubble wrap? What items are obscured by the bubble wrap? Let's find out. The box is now officially devoid of its contents. It can be relegated to the trash. It can be consigned to the trash. I'm going to render the contents of the box transparent. Off the get-go, we have a notorious, diabolical, sadistic, coercive, cunning, menacing, malicious, conniving foot ninja, or foot soldier, who's apparently derived from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figure line. He was likely churned out by Playmates Toys amid the early 2000s. I believe he was released onto retail store shelves in 2003. You can verify that for yourself. It comes with a plethora of weapons. You can equip his corresponding accessories at your own discretion, or you can neglect to equip them. It's up to you. Implement decisions based on your own volition. Don't be dissuaded or persuaded by others. Here he is. You can vicariously view him through my perspective, or through the perspective of my camera lens. He has roughly 8 points of articulation, possibly even more. I revoke my previous statement. I retract my previous statement. Why did I revoke it? Well, he can swivel his wrist. He can articulate his legs. He can rotate his head. He can swivel his forearm. And he can rotate his biceps. So, in essence, he has approximately 9 points of articulation. I thought he could swivel his waist, but he can't. So, what the figurine is lacking includes an ab crunch, a diaphragm joint, finger joint articulation, articulation in the knee joints, an ankle pivot, and a disc joint in the head. I would have preferred if he had a disc joint in the head. That way he could have had far more articulation in the head. I would have preferred if he could perform an ab crunch. I would have preferred if he could swivel his waist. I would have preferred if he could rotate his thighs and rotate his calves. I would have preferred if he could bend his knees. The legs can be ascended upwards or downwards at your own discretion. Articulation is impeded or encumbered by his skirt. His arms can't move too much inwards nor outwards. So, for the most part, his arms are pretty much pre-posed position-wise. He has autonomy to swivel his forearms, but his arms are always going to be protruding outwards. You can't move them inwards. It's a shame and it's a pity, but it is what it is. Oh well. But he's not an abysmal figurine by any means. I love his aesthetics, I love his shadings, I love his textures, I love his hues, I love his deco. His appearance truly emulates the appearance of the foot soldier showcased within the 2003 TMNT series. So here he is. He's practically in pristine condition. He's practically unscathed. He comes with a crossbow. In conjunction with coming with a crossbow, he also comes bundled with swords that are presently intact. The blades have yet to become severed from their hilts, or from their handles. Not an abysmal figurine. He also has peg holes embedded in the bottom of his feet. So to recap, I would have preferred if he had a disjoint embedded in his head. I would have preferred if his arms can move inwards and outwards fully. I would have preferred if he had a joint in his knees, or joints in his knees. I would have preferred if his knees and elbows were double jointed. I would have preferred if he could rotate his ankle, or at least perform an ankle pivot. So this figurine is slacking articulation wise, in stark contrast to a Toy Biz Marvel Legends figurine. They're retailed for roughly the same price amid the advent of their release. I recollect the Toy Biz Marvel Legends figurines retailing for approximately $8. These figurines likely retailed for $7 to $8. So they don't have as much merit. They're not as meritorious as the Toy Biz Marvel Legends figurines. They don't offer as much intrinsic value as the Toy Biz Marvel Legends figurines. But if you're an avid, devout TMNT fan, then these figurines will likely eminently appease you and tickle your fancy. Here's another foot soldier, a foot ninja. They're homogeneous to one another. Just like his counterpart, foot soldier, he's not marred with scratches nor scuffs. He doesn't have any dings or dents either that impair his appearance. Not an egregious figurine, but not the quintessential figurine either. So that's a second foot soldier. He also comes bundled with a myriad of accessories. TMNT figurines released today, a part of the modern day TMNT action figure line, do not come bundled with ample accessories, so it's quite a treat to be able to procure more accessories for my figurines. I have another foot soldier, a third foot ninja. I'm going to liberate him. He's going to be set free. He's no longer going to be relegated to the confines of his plastic wrappings. Again, this one is a stupendous figurine. I love his sculpt. I love the symbol embedded on his chest. He truly represents the Foot Clan. His allegiance is with Shredder and the forces of evil. I think they also come with Shuriken. Here's the fourth one. The weapons are now dispersed throughout my room. I need to locate them. I found 2 of them thus far. This one is akin to the other one in practically all facets. He's not disparate from his counterparts. Are they doppelgangers? Are they homogeneous to one another? They likely are. I can't pinpoint any salient differences between them. I received bubble wrap with this purchase, so I can retain it and utilize it in the future. These figurines will be flaunted on my shelves. They coincide eminently well with the 5 to 6 inch prodigious action figure collection. Why do I say this? Well, they stand roughly 5 inches tall. Their aesthetics are just unbelievable. They're visually appealing, in my humble, objective opinion. Are these figurines uncanny? Are they novel? Well, They're different from your traditional figurines, to say the least. Why do I say this? Well, most figurines have faces that are not obscured by a mask. These figurines beg to differ. Their true identities are obscured by their attire. They're covered head to toe in a wardrobe. They have no skin revealing. Their epidermis is unequivocally not showing in this context. I wonder what their faces look like, but that's an enigma. Perhaps I'll never know. Maybe I'd be bewildered if I bear witness to their true identities. Again, just like his allies or his counterpart ninjas, he also comes bundled with a plethora of weapons. So I now possess a copious amount of foot ninjas. They all have peg holes embedded in the bottom of their feet. They can be mounted to stands. They can be displayed under shelves. They can be utilized as eye candy. I deem these characters to be intriguing. Why do I say that when they're just hunks of plastic? Why do I say that when they're just inanimate objects? Well, they're masters of the art of stealth. They're vigilant. They're deadly. They're also cutthroat, menacing, intimidating, audacious, stoic, powerful, mighty, cunning, conniving, unwielding, fearless warriors. They have the trepidation to charge into the fray of battle and decimate anyone within their vicinity, if you're within their proximity, and if you're an ally of good. And be vigilant, be wary, and be alert, because if they engage you in melee combat, your life could be in peril. Perhaps I'm exaggerating a bit. Would you deem them to be cutthroat? Or would you deem them to be affable, courteous, respectful, considerate, gentle, and kind-hearted? They're not valiant, they're not noble, they're sadistic. I don't need to further analyze their qualities. If you want to see these characters in action, then witness the 2003 TMNT series. Do you like that adaptation of the Turtles, or do you prefer the retro 1980s TMNT series? Perhaps you prefer the modern day CGI TMNT series. So here they are once again. Here's two of them, followed by the other three. As a totality, this TMNT Foot Soldier or Foot Ninja action figure line is just unbelievable. These figurines are practically flawless. They're stupendous. I need a reserve my complaints. I have no major gripes appertaining to this purchase and decision. Why do I say that? Well, I recollect paying under $7 per figurine. You can't go wrong with these figurines for under $7 each. They're just phenomenal. High quality, robust, stellar, intricate, stupendous figurines for $7 figurines, or for under $7 figurines. Let me see if I can incorporate all of them into one shot. I think it's feasible, as long as I'm strategical. Here they are, all 5 of them. So, I love the fact that they're in practically mint condition. I love the fact that they have latitude for articulation. I love the fact that they have visually appealing aesthetics down to the nitty-gritty details. I love these glorious figurines. I love these hunks of plastic. I love these inanimate objects. They eminently appease me. They tickle my fancy. They satisfy my niche needs. I'm content, I'm jubilant, I'm buoyant, I'm gratified. I have no qualms about this purchasing decision in any facet. For under $42, you can't go wrong procuring 5 foot ninja or 5 foot soldiers, especially if you relish the TMNT series and reveling, especially if you relish the TMNT series and revel in collecting action figures. So that's everything I wanted to divulge and spew for my vocal foes and notify you of. I hope that you deemed this video to be enthralling and insightful. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.